Good morning. Hi everyone. I'm Kristin Omdahl and welcome back to Yarn at the Beach. We're here in Southwest Florida, Bonita Beach to be exact, and watching the sunrise over the buildings and the trees. And this is the Gulf of Mexico behind me. It's a little breezy down here today, which is nice because it's already really hot. Marlon has a tournament today and I thought I had time to go home first before going back out, but turns out I do not. So I am dressed and ready to be outside in the scorching heat all day. Yay! No, just kidding. But I did not pack enough yarn to be gone all day yet, so I will have to improvise. But good morning everyone, and thank you all for joining me live. If you're joining me live, please say good morning and tell me what you're crafting on. If you end up watching the recorded version, please also feel welcome to say hello and tell me what you're crafting on. I make a point to reply to all of the recorded comments as well. Good morning everyone. I see Grace, Karen, saw a few more names. Hi Joe, what else I saw? Jane. Hi Ava, hi Grace, hi Nikki. Good morning everyone. Thanks so much for joining me live. I've got something exciting to show you. Susie's working on knitted socks. Awesome. I have a pair of knitted socks that I'm working on, but did not pack them for today, so shoot, that would have been perfect to bring with. Maybe I do have time to run home. That would be perfect to work on today. Hi Anna Maria, hi Grace. KB's working on the Kimmy top. That's very zenful in the beginning part because you're working in the round and stockinette for most of the body, so that's nice and relaxing. Hi Martha, thanks for joining me live. Okay, so couple things to start with. Ooh, hi Lisa. First of all, I finished book 15 yesterday. Yay! Hi Donna. I am so excited. I got hi San. Hi Martha, I got everything packed up and shipped off to my editor yesterday. I got all of the patterns written and sized and converted with standard and metric measurements. I got all of the charts made, I got all of the schematics drawn and converted all of those numbers to metric and standard. I hustled. Actually been hustling for a long time on it, but finished yesterday. I got all of the patterns, all of those documents made, saved, organized, then converted to the types of files that my editor uses. She's not on a Mac and I am, so I have to convert everything at that point, put it in a share folder, share it with her, pack everything up in individual bags with the names of the projects on them, named all the projects too, and shipped it to her with tracking. And so super excited for her to get started on Monday and get this ball rolling. Have a tentative title for the book. It's going to be all crocheted layering pieces, and depending on how long the patterns are will determine how many projects I can fit in the book. We're working on 17 projects right now, but it'll depend on the number of pages that end up being the book, if I can do a few more or have to take some out. So we are waiting to see what happens after the first round of editing, because after the first round of editing, I'll have a better understanding of the length of everything. So woohoo! Thanks everybody. I'm glad to see. Lisa, I can't check on status of orders while I'm live. Sorry, I wish I could. If you could just email me about your order, I would be happy to look up tracking for you. No problem. But it would be much easier and more efficient for you as well if you email me about orders. Thanks. Okay, next up, I wanted to show you that I'm working some of these swatches that I've been working on, and more specifically I wanted to show you how different a motif looks when you change the rate of increase in the corners. So for example, we had single crochet, and it's always based on the height of the stitch. So for the height of a single crochet, you get nice crisp corners by putting 3 single crochets in the corners. And when we did 5 double crochets, we put 7 stitches in the corner for crisp corners, and to show you a contrast, I did 5 stitches in the corner to show you that it actually gives you more of a rounded corner. So now to show you why, look at the height of the half double crochet. Half double crochet is halfway between the height of single crochet and the double crochet, and this one, oh, I'm going to sneeze. Maybe not. This one is better suited for the 5 stitch corners. So notice you've got a nice crisp corner. Excuse me. Excuse me. So we're comparing, we're comparing the crisp corners in 3 single crochets, 5 half double crochets, and 7 double crochets. When we did 5 double crochets in the corner, notice it gave you a rounded corner, not a squared off corner. Thanks, everybody. And so just really brings home the point that depending on the height of the stitch, the height of the stitch determines the amount of increase you need to, hold on a second, Beatrice, 1 for wish, 2 for, oh, I missed that. 1 for wish, 2 for kiss. I missed the rest of it. If you want to repeat it, please feel welcome. So the height of the stitch determines how many increases you need to do in a corner to make the corner square. And that's really important information if you're trying to make squares on your own and not following a pattern. Hi Faye, hi Terry. If anybody has any questions on that or wants to see any of those side by side again, please let me know. And I'll wait a minute to check that out. The height of your stitches is determined by what stitch you're using. A single crochet is shorter, then the next higher would be a half double crochet, then the next higher one would be a double crochet, and then after that it would be a treble, then a double treble. The height of your particular stitch has to do with your gauge, which could be the hook that you're using, the yarn that you're using, the tension you're using. There's all sorts of things that go into the height of any particular stitch, but in general, that's the order of heights of the stitches. It would go single, half double, double, treble, double treble. And those are based on American numbers. I know that what those stitches mean in other countries can be different. The beach is peaceful today. It's hot, but it's peaceful. Hot for 7 o'clock in the morning. Yep, there's also stitches in between, like extended stitches. Yep. I'm just starting with the basics. But yes, you can certainly add more into that. An extended single crochet would be taller than a single crochet and maybe close to a half double crochet, maybe not, somewhere in that range, but it would be taller than a regular. Ava can't do gauge. Actually, gauge is just a term for the measurement. You can do gauge. You can't, maybe you're saying you can't match your gauge to someone else's, but that's a whole other subject. And the way that you try to match someone's gauge if you're not getting it is to change your tension, change your hook size, change your tension. There's all sorts of ways to do that. I knew a designer once who used to make a point of never saying what hook size to use in her patterns, just to drive home the point that whatever size hook I use to achieve gauge has nothing to do with what size hook you'll use to achieve gauge. And what I mean by that is that if I get 3 stitches to the inch with a G hook, a 4mm hook, you might get that with a 3.5 or a 5. There is no right or wrong size hook to use to get gauge. So if whatever size hook you're using isn't giving your gauge, you have to try something else. It is only a suggestion. It is not mandatory. And I think that that gets lost a lot of times and it's just assumed that you have to use it. Not at all. It is only a suggestion. It is more important to get the gauge correct than it is to use the exact same things. Does being lefty matter in stitch size? No, it shouldn't. Anna, I wish I could be close to the sea all the time too. There's no place I'd rather be. Does anybody have any other questions about that? The bugs are a little bit better today, Faye, and I started researching which essential oils are best for bug repellent. So I think this weekend I will be making a spray bottle of bug repellent for myself. Pretty excited about that. The only problem is I usually try to put essential oils on my skin with a carrier oil first so that they don't go straight on my skin, and a bug repellent generally is in witch hazel and water and things like that, so I got to figure out how to add a carrier oil to it, or maybe just make it an oil / lotion instead. What size hook is better? There's a suggested hook listed in the pattern, Lisa. You can find it there. Marigolds are good for keeping bugs away. Yes, I've heard that too. Thanks, Judy, for answering Joe's question. Sherry has to block her Morgana. Cool. It really helps the edging look beautiful when you do that. Jane, all right, good luck. That's awesome. Yep, I think so too, Lisa, but I don't have it in front of me. But I know it's listed on the pattern page for sure. Okay, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, so now let me show you another piece. So I listed a pattern instruction on my website recently for the Delta stitch in rows, not round, because we did the Delta stitch hat, which was working the Delta stitch in the round, and then I showed the chart and written instructions for doing it in rows, and we have a scarf made in that stitch, worked in Be So Soulful sock yarn. One of the ladies at the knitting club did this. She's in love with this stitch pattern after I taught it to her, and so she's been making scarves for Christmas presents, and so she did this on a G hook, and it took half of a ball of Be So Soulful yarn, so she's going to get 2 scarves out of 1 ball of yarn. And I'll share photos of this on that pattern page and explain how to exactly do this. So the pattern's partially written and already available on my website, but what we did when we were doing this in the knitting club to show her how to do it is I was explaining it to her that it's easier to do this stitch lengthwise than in short rows. So you could do it this way, but we instead did it long rows. So this is only 1, 2, this is only 3 rows, I believe. Isn't that great? It's a 3-row pattern, or maybe a setup row and 3 rows, so maybe it's 4 rows, something like that. I'll have to look. But the pattern for this scarf specifically will be on my website in the next couple of days, and if you want to just practice it now, the chart and the written instructions for the gauge swatch, or to do it in any length, is there. Just I don't have the actual numbers to do this scarf, but it will be on there soon. So this is a half a ball of Be So Soulful sock yarn on a G hook, and you could do, so that would be any of the sport weight yarns could do that as well. Isn't that cute? So I'll be sharing that in the next couple of days. Does anybody have any other questions about that? I love the stitch too. It's called the Delta stitch. Oh, Ellen, that's a good idea. Spray the bug repellent spray on my clothes instead of putting it on my skin. That's a great idea. Ava had a question, but she forgot it. Okay, well, when you remember it again. The name of the stitch is called Delta. I can post a link to it in the video description when we're done this morning. My leg fell asleep, I gotta move. I also have a video on it too. And that video's here on YouTube as well as on my website embedded in that page. Just have to look up Delta. That colorway is called Splash in Be So Soulful yarn, and it is sold out right now, but it will be coming again soon. Ava is looking for a recommendation for her hands when they hurt. I make a healing balm that's really nice for sore muscles and sore skin. But if anybody else has other suggestions, please feel welcome to answer Ava. Hi Susan, I am working on swatches, and if you want to go back and watch the whole broadcast, the parts that you missed, we went over why you do different numbers of increases in the corners for different heights of stitches so that you can get crisp corners. For example, a single crochet square uses 3 stitches in the corner, the half double crochet uses 5 stitches in the corner, and a double crochet uses 7 stitches in the corner to get crisp corners. And then we also talked about the Delta stitch tutorial on my website that we now have a scarf pattern for it, and this is using half a ball of Be So Soulful sock yarn in colorway Splash. It does look like starfish, Nikki. It's so cute. That's a good point. The water is so pretty today. After we go through the basic stitches for the squares, I think it's going to be really fun to show you how to take a stitch pattern and turn it into a square by learning how to convert stitch patterns into increases for corners. That's something that I really enjoy doing. Oh, is that what he tells you when your hands start hurting, Ava? That's funny. Someone's making the sand dollar bag. That's awesome. Clove oil is, clove essential oil has properties of being a topical analgesic as well as antispasmodic. It's the reason why I use it as one of the ingredients in my healing balm. I think that that's something that's really good for sore hands. I love the way it smells too. had a bird here for a minute, but I think he left. It's so hot here this morning. Don't know how I'm going to handle the, oh shoot. I didn't do enough increases in the last round. Thanks, Sherry. These are the fine chandelier earrings, which is a free pattern and video on my website. This color is hard to see in, well, maybe you can see it behind my face. Or maybe, oh, behind the water is even better. You can kind of see it better. The color doesn't show up well on camera. It's so pretty in person, though. The lighter colors show up better on camera. But I thought this color was super cute with this dress today. Yep, it's Blue Danube. Okay. So we did 1, 2, 1. Okay, now I got it. A lot of times I talk about the fact that there are some mistakes that you can overlook and embrace the imperfections, and when increasing for shape, that's not one of them. So you notice when I realized that I didn't have the right number of stitches in this quarter, I immediately unraveled it. When it comes to shaping, there is really no way to avoid or overlook mistakes. I don't like using essential oil straight on my skin. I like putting them in some sort of a barrier oil, a carrier oil first. Marlon and I both, our skin burns like fire. If we put essential oil straight on our skin, they're too strong for us. So I always put it in either mango butter or avocado oil or something like that. Yep, Splash is coming back. It's not in stock right now, but it will be coming back. Thanks for asking. I'm at a tournament with Marlon all weekend, so it possibly won't get dyed till next week. So I can't give you a date right now, but it'll be soon. Oh, Audrey, that sounds pretty. You're using pink damask and Yarn on the Beach Sunrise 01 for her Morgana. Those colors will be really pretty together. Nice. Okay, now let's double check I've got my increases done right. Yep, so now we have our square, looking square again. Teresa, I'm not sure what you're asking me about, but if you want to email me, that'd be fine. I'm missing a lot of side conversations today. I'm busy crocheting. I'm excited to finish this. I don't know why. I'm going to run out of yarn today because I'm on the road all day. So I don't know why I'm in a rush, but I'm excited to finish it. Good morning, Heather. Thanks for joining. Oh wow, Audrey, that's pretty serious. Marlon has a worse reaction than I do. He is in excruciating pain, just like fire on his skin when you put essential oil straight on his skin. Some people aren't sensitive like that, but both of us are sensitive, and he's way more sensitive than I am. But as soon as you put it in a carrier oil, it's totally fine. Hi, Lily. I don't know if I repeated, but Audrey said she saw someone have a life-threatening allergic reaction to essential oils going straight on the skin. That's terrifying, especially with as bad as Marlon's reaction is. That is scary. I know, he goes into full-blown panic like someone lit him on fire. that alone is pretty scary, but I can't even imagine a worse reaction than that. I felt so bad when I did it to him. Only once, never again. Yeah, we don't think of ourselves as having a lot of skin sensitivities, but that is one where it is no joke in our family. Oh, another thing is this is a half double crochet with right side facing only. The next square will be alternating directions every round so that it'll better replicate working in rows, and we'll do that too. Oh yeah, that's true. Some people are just straight up allergic to different oils as well. That's true too. Just because something is natural does not mean you can't have an allergy to it, that's for sure. Raina's starting a dyeing process. I missed the rest, sorry. I did not catch the rest of that. It started fading when I got to the second line. I got one as fast as I could. But if anybody wants, if I missed your comments or your questions and you want to repeat them in the recorded version, that's totally fine. I am a little late in posting prize winners in the Ravelry crochet along right now, and it's only because I'm waiting on some prizes to arrive. There are some things that I really wanted to share as prizes, and they're en route but not here yet, so feel a little bad that I haven't posted the prizes yet, but I promise I will. I just want to make sure that I am able to share the prizes that I wanted to share. But there'll be plenty of prizes. It'll all work out in the end. And then we need to figure out what crochet along to do next, and maybe what knit along to do next too. Maybe I should do a poll somewhere and see what everybody wants to make next. If anybody has a suggestion, I know where I could do a poll. To do Survey Monkey, that's the one I usually use. I'll make a blog post with a Survey Monkey poll on it, and we will. If anybody wants to nominate different projects for crochet alongs and knit alongs, I guess you could do that in the comments today on this video when it goes to the recorded version so that I can see them. An easy pattern I saw, okay. Yeah, you can do two at the same time too. We can pick and they can be easy ones. It can be projects that at least one of them can be a Zen type project. But if you want to go through my patterns from either my books or the free patterns on my website, if you want to pick different things, we could nominate different ones and then we'll do a poll. So we'll do a nominating, then we'll do a poll to see what everybody wants to do. Oh, Ava, it's just something that it's just a term that I use for describing a project that is super, super easy and mindless so that you can do it when you really don't want to be thinking and concentrating. You just want to feel zen with your project. And it's usually for times when you're stressed out, and when you're super stressed out, sometimes it's hard to concentrate on a pattern. And so having a project that's super simple so that you can really just zone out is what I describe as a Zen project. Beatrice doesn't eat out very much in restaurants. Oh, I'm guessing you have some serious food allergies. Yeah, that can be really scary. Yeah, okay, Ava. Yep, and that's, I think, one of the concepts for one of my next books. I'm going to do a Zen book too. Alright, because what I would like to do is do one knit and one crochet along every month, and so it's a great thing to do on the Ravelry group and a great way for everybody to share their photos. It's so fun. And so every week I'll give away prizes randomly to people that have posted photos. And so we'll just need to figure out the next ones for July. So if anybody wants to nominate any of my patterns for it, please let me know, either in a comment on this video once it goes to recording. Yeah, I'm definitely working on a Zen book idea too. It'd be so fun. I love simple stitches and I love Zen projects. So I think, and I've noticed that a lot of you feel the same way here at Yarn on the Beach. So the fact that we all have similar interests there, I'm really interested in doing that. So that's that. Ava, how do you find the Ravelry group? If you haven't found it already, you can. It's called the Kristin Omdahl group on Ravelry, or if you go to my website homepage, kristinomdahl.com, it's one of the links at the top of the beach. Thanks, Lisa. I'm glad you like Yarn on the Beach, or love Yarn on the Beach. Me too. Oh, we're out of time, and we're really out of time. I'm hard pressed to keep on schedule this morning because of Marlon's tennis tournament, and I'm responsible for picking up kids now, so I've definitely got a hard time, can't think of the word. I gotta stay on schedule. So let's take the last minute here to look out on this amazing view, soak in these colors and textures, the sounds of the waves, and set our intentions for the day. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking time out of your busy Saturday to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed the sunrise, the beach, the sound of the waves, chatting with me and everyone else. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a great weekend, everyone, and I'll see you Monday. Bye!